Welcome to the new book room. In my moving diaries part 1, we built these shelves and they're still not attached to the wall, so I can't put any books on the shelves yet. But despite my life being pure chaos right now, we need to do a TBR video. Our December TBR is right around the corner, which is really crazy. I needed to dig around and find my TBR jars for this video. I just got this mug at HomeGoods today. It is so precious. And because I thought it would be fitting because it is our December TBR. If you guys are new here, my name's Alex. We just moved from 1-bedroom apartment to a 3-bedroom apartment. I just got my own book room for the first time. This is gonna be kind of like a book room slash office, so I'm gonna do a little mini like moving series. So if you wanna keep up with the way that we decorate these shelves and everything, definitely stick around because I think it's gonna be really, really beautiful whenever we're finished. And we do monthly TBR videos. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Also random, but I just thrifted this today. Is that not so beautiful? I have no idea what to do with it, but it's gorgeous. So I'm so excited to be thrifting like fun little trinkets for my shelves. So excited. So these are the 2 jars that I usually will pick from. This jar has just like your typical prompts. I usually will pick 5, but we'll get to that for this month. And then this jar right here is full of books that have been on my TBR for a really long time. Now I did do a really massive book on haul like when we were leaving, so I don't even know if this is like up to date or not. And also all of my books are still packed in bags. So throughout this whole thing, I'm gonna be slowly like taking these books out of the bags, which is gonna be a good thing because I need to do that. I'm just like so intimidated. And I think I have decision paralysis, if you guys have ever had that before. I just don't know where to start. Moving is just so overwhelming. So I'm gonna pick one of these like I do every month, and I guess we'll just see what it is. I'll let you look first. Of Blood and Fire. Oh my God. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get to this book this month. Whoa, but I really wanna read this book. All right, let me just go find it and then we'll come back to it. This is Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. This book I've heard is really, really good. It's got like dragons and it's a high fantasy and it's a series. I bought this off Amazon kind of like on a whim. This is an indie published version. And looking at it, it's really not that long, but actually it's really not that long at all. It's like 450 pages. I think what is kind of holding me back to like be excited about picking this up right now is because I have 3 really major long books on my TBR already for December. So how about we just go over those first before we commit to this one? These are 3 books that I'm prioritizing before the year is over. First one is Empire of the Dawn by J. Kristoff. This just recently came out, and amongst other reasons, I have not gotten to it yet. And to be honest, like I'm not rushing to get into this at all, like not one single bit, but she is chunky. I have no doubt that I'll get through it pretty quickly if I want to, but this is not a book series that like I want to rush through just so that I can fit more books in my TBR. And this is also the finale of the series. So this one is the highest priority. This is gonna be the book that I actually pick up next and read it with my friend actually. So this one is already pretty large. It's a high fantasy. That's the first one. This is the first time I've ever put books on my shelf. It's not too wobbly, it's safe, it's not gonna hit me, but oh my God, it just looks so good. Okay. The next one that I am going to prioritize maybe after Empire of the Dawn is Alchemized by Sin Lin Yu. The thing about this book is I want to read it before the year's over. I do know that this has broken so many people's hearts and put people in like massive reading slumps. So it's not really one that like I'm jumping at the bit to like start right away because I have so many highly anticipated books right now on my TBR. So I'm kind of like just taking my time, you know, just savoring the anticipation of what this book is going to do to me, and I'm totally okay with that. But this is also a really chunky book. It's like 1,200 pages and it's gonna be a heavy hitter. So I'm also not trying to rush through this. So that's the next one. And then the last one that is also a massive release is A Dawn of Chaos and Fury by Melissa K. Rorick. I've been obsessed and a huge fan of this series and her previous series, Lady of Darkness, since she was still releasing Lady of Darkness. Like, I remember reading the Lady of Darkness series while I was in nursing school, and it was like one of my outlets during school, and I would just have a hard time honestly prioritizing my studying over getting back into the Lady of Darkness books at night. So yeah, I've been just like a massive fan. I'm obsessed with this series. I'm obsessed with the world and the characters and the found family. And it just like feels like I'm missing a piece of myself when I'm not reading those books. And that might sound really dramatic, but like, it's kind of true. That third book comes out November 25th. And so I'm planning on reading that pretty soon after it comes out, probably. That's also gonna be more of a chunky book. I think her last books range probably from like the 500 to 700 page range. So we've got 3 pretty chunky books already on the TBR, no question. They have to be read by the end of December. And so adding a Blood and Fire, I just don't know if like, I don't think it's gonna hold up to those. And so I don't want to put it in that position, if that makes sense. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave a Blood and Fire up here. And so I will at least have it like in the back of my mind. And if for whatever reason I'm feeling down to pick it up, then I'll pick it up. All right, this is already so fun, just like with these shelves behind me, I love it. So this is my TBR jar that just has prompts in it. And so I think we can still pick 5. Why not? Let's do it. That looks like a small one. Instagram pics, that's a fun one. Okay, so let me get my phone. So I think I've done this a couple times where I will either just scroll on Instagram or I will like post a picture of 2 books side by side marked out with an emoji on them. But I'm gonna take a picture of 2 books. I'm not going to mark them out so people know what they are. And I'm gonna see what they tell me to read. And I think we're just gonna do it like that. All right, posted. So these are the 2 books that I chose. I really wanna read both of these. A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly by Sophia St. Germain. This book has been on my TBR for a while, or a little bit, as in like the end of this year, and I did buy the whole series, and I haven't started it yet. So I need to start it. I really want to read it because I think I'm gonna really love the series. And then this is called The Magnificence of Death by Ray Rainwater, which beautiful name, by the way. And I'm just insanely intrigued by this book because of somebody's review that I saw on Instagram. And this is the indie published version. This cover is just really pretty and really drawing me in. So I'm so curious like what they're gonna pick because I think both of these have been pretty popular on Book Talk or Bookstagram recently. So we'll see what they pick for these. On to the next. I'll check that poll whenever we're done here and see what everybody says. Usually it doesn't take super long for people to see it around this time of day. A book in your Amazon cart or wish list. Wow. It really is Christmas. Oh my gosh. That is actually hilarious. Let's get the phone out again. Let's see what we've got in here. My Amazon cart is full of just like house things right now. But if I'm remembering correctly, there is a book. Yeah. This is the book, and let me explain. The Wrath and the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole. Now, I read what is it called? The Book of Azrael, and the second book, I think it's Throne of Broken Gods, but I don't quote me on that. But I read the first and second book of that series, and oh my gosh, did I love them. So obsessed with them. But I did not continue and read the third book or the fourth book yet. And it's been like over 2.5 years. I don't know, I read them as they came out. So it's been a while, but I remember every single thing that happened. And I remember feeling at the end of the second book that it just wrapped up really nicely. And at that time, we did not have an announcement for a third book. So I really truly thought and felt in my heart that the series was over. It was concluded. Everybody was like mostly happy. Then she announced the third book. And I was like back and forth whether or not I wanted to continue or if I wanted to just like remembrance of that series the way that I read it. And I chose just not to continue it. But recently, I have been getting major FOMO with the fourth book coming out. Everybody's screaming and like obsessing over it. And so I recently ordered book 1, 2, and 3 in the indie editions off Pango. So I am going to just order it I'm gonna order this one. Oh my gosh, it gets here tomorrow. It gets here tomorrow morning. That's, yeah, really, really exciting. And I don't know, I'm just like really excited to be back with Diana. I think it's Diana is her name, and her sister and Sam Keel, and just that whole vibe was just so cool and unique and interesting with like the monsters and stuff. And for some reason I remember getting like superhero vibes. But yeah, what a amazing pick. I have a pretty ridiculous TBR already for December. Was that pick number 2? Yeah. All right, so we've got 3 more. I can't really believe like that we're picking such good books, to be honest. And I'm like almost overwhelmed with how many amazing books that we're gonna have, like insane series that I get to continue. What a like end of the year, you know what I mean? Pick a shelf, count backwards using a number generator. We can't really do that because I don't have any shelves yet. We could do a stack, but like my stacks are not even close to being organized at all. Like they're like literally strewn all over the floor. So I don't know if that's like really a good one. I think I'm gonna repick that one. Okay, this one actually feels like a little one. What could it be? I can't believe we got that Amazon one. 25 in 2025. Wow, we picked this actually last month. So this is perfect because we can see what books we still have on our 25 books to read in 2025 list, which honestly have done pretty well. There are 2 on here, Ballad of Falling Dragons and Burn of the Everflame. Wow, I can't speak today. That are not even coming out this year. So I'm just gonna take those off because that's not fair to me. I'm not reading City of Brass. I'm actually considering donating that one. Oh, I read Slewfoot, okay. I could read Dracula, Wuthering Heights. You know what I'm gonna read? I'm gonna read Wuthering Heights. The movie's coming out soon. So is Frankenstein though. So I could actually read Frankenstein and put that instead of Dracula. I'm gonna do Wuthering Heights. I really wanna read Wuthering Heights. All right, it's picked. So the other ones, Will of the Many, I'm currently reading that right now. I'm a little struggling a little bit because I have just other priorities like that I wanna read. City of Brass, might get rid of that one. Rhythm of War, Wind of Truth, if you know what those are way too big. I'm not reading those this year, it's just not happening. Servant of the Earth, I actually might also donate that one. And then Dracula. So Wuthering Heights. And then these are the rest that I have read. I've actually read quite a lot, which is nice to see. Well, I can't find it literally anywhere. I literally can't find it. So I know it's here. I have literally 3 copies of it. So I'll read it. And I'm very excited for that one too. That's gonna be fun. Wait, so how many books is that? 1, 2, 3. So 2 more. I told you guys it's chaos. Just straight chaos. It's fine. It's all gonna be just fine. Free swap. That's a good one. Well, I think our free swap is gonna be a Blood and Fire. Does that count? I think so. I think it's just fair. I'm not trying to force myself to do something that I don't think is a good idea. So we're gonna swap this for, let me take a little peruse and see what is jumping out at me. I have 2 options here. One is very exciting because I have not shared this online yet, but I received my very first physical art copy of a book. So this is The Changeling Queen by Kimberly B, I think is how you say her last name. And yeah, I got my first physical art copy of a book, which is wild. And I did film the unwrapping, like opening the box and everything that it came in, but the footage was so bad because it was like 10:30 at night. I had like just gotten home from work and I was tired. We were in the middle of moving and the lighting at the old apartment was just absolute trash. So I didn't end up including it in the video. It has already come out, came out October 28th of this year. And I actually, funny enough, almost bought this at Barnes & Noble. The hardback cover is really, really beautiful. It's actually right here. This book I think is like something to do with Wild Hunt, and I love Wild Hunt books. Yeah, I'm just like really excited to read it. I'm excited to talk more about it when I do get the chance to read it. But yeah, this is one of the options. I do want to read it soon if I can. And then my second option, which to be honest, I'll probably go with this one because it is a little shorter and probably more manageable for me this month. And this is The River Has Roots by Amal El-Motar. And this book I actually just bought in Colorado in my book shopping Colorado video. And a lot of people said that it was really, really good. So I'm excited to read it. And it's short. It's probably like less than 100 pages. And I think that there's more feasibility of me actually reading this book than a longer one. So we're just gonna go with that one. All right, last pick from the TBR jar. I mean, looking at our stack doesn't really look like a whole lot, but I have to remember that I still have, I'll put that back in here. I have to remember that I still have The Wrath of the Fallen coming in the mail, and then we've gotta check Instagram and see. A seasonal book. Perfect. I love picking this one. A seasonal book, to me, that means winter and maybe even Christmassy and cold weather, maybe like a blue white cover. I don't really read like Christmas romance or anything like that. That's just like not really my thing. And for some reason I've been on like this contemporary romance ick recently. I just have not like wanted to read any of them. So I'm gonna read Dawn of the North by Demi Winters. Oh my gosh, guys, this month is going to be crazy. I have to read it. I've had it as an ARC and I have to read it. I'm in Demi's street team and I'm like absolutely obsessed with that series. It's the Road of Bone series, which I have it right here. These were the first two books, and then there's also a novella in between that was like just as good, like so good. And so I am obsessed with these books. And the third one is Dawn of the North, and that comes out I think in February, and I did get the ARC for that on my Kindle, so that can be a absolute perfect pick. We are honestly, I have an insane TBR for December. Empire of the Dawn, which is like one of my that is my most anticipated release of this year, is Dawn of the North, and then Alchemized, obviously, and then Dawn of the North and A Dawn of Chaos and Fury. Also, 3 of them have the word dawn in them. That's so confusing. What a way to end out the year on a bang. First book, Empire of the Dawn. Second book is Alchemized by Sin-Lin Yu. Third book is A Dawn of Chaos and Fury by Melissa K. Rorick. And then A Dawn of the North, or Dawn of the North by Demi Winters. And then we have The River Has Roots by Amal El-Motar, The Wrath of the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole, and let's check Instagram and see what Instagram picked. Let's see. Okay, everyone picked A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly. And I think it's gonna be so great because we're also gonna have this reading room all set up and cozy, so I'll just be able to like sit in here and read as much as my little heart desires, and I'm so excited for that, and I can't wait for you guys to see it when it's all done. It's just gonna be so good. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here and listening to me totally rant and go up and down the walls on everything that's going on in my life right now. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week and weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video next Saturday. Bye guys.